Greetings, Professor. This is Bharat Bari from the class, and this is my presentation on the wireless spectrum auction, which is given by the FCC. So, the discussing the agenda of the presentation. I'll start with the introduction, then I'll discuss the question prompt, and through the question prompt, we'll move on to the types of auctions that is provided in the prompt, and I'll give my recommendation, and finally I summarize my presentation or the need of the auctions. So the hook of the presentation is we have ever wondered about how the government auctioned the wireless spectrum, and through this presentation we'll try to answer that question, and we'll explore the auction process and our suggested way of auctioning to the Federal Communication Commission, which is FCC. So let's talk about the question prompt first. So discussing the who, what, and why of this presentation, the question prompt is provided by the FCC, who has hired us as a consultant. To do for the prompt is to generate revenue and design an auction process to sell the wireless spectrum rights to the different bidders. The bidders in the situation are mostly the large telecom companies. All participants in the auction are risk neutral, and all bidders value the spectrum rights identically, but they have a different estimate of those spectrum rights. So the types of auctions that are given in the question prompt are English, which is a step-by-step sequential auction. It's an open auction, so that means that everything is transparent and live to every bidder. It starts with a lower price, and with the particular increments, the auction value increases, and the win is won by the last bidder, which will be the highest price. The first price sealed bid is very similar to this, but the bids are sealed, and as they are sealed, so it is simultaneous bid. So every bidder give their bid, and those are open simultaneously, and the highest bidder is the winner. Second price is very similar to the first price seal bid, but the only difference is that the winner pays the last unsuccessful bid. So if we take an example of the two bids that won the auction, let's say it's 10 and 9. So the person who bid 10 is gonna win, but has to pay $9. So the Dutch method is totally opposite to English method, uh, uh, in which they start with a high price and they decrease the value. The first bid of the auction is the winner, and in that sense they will generate the maximum amount of revenue. So moving on from the types of auctions, let's discuss our recommended auction process. So going by our recommendation to maximize profit or revenue, our suggestion is the English first price auction, as it will be open, transparent, sequential, and live to every bidder. So any bidding that is going on will be live, and that will result in all the companies to bid their maximum. The only con in this is overbidding, which is definitely because of the competitive nature of this kind of auction, and out of excitement, the bidders may bid more than they should. So out of the four types of auctions, this is the best possible bet for generating the most revenue. Uh, Another thing that I want to add is that while I was going through the types of auctions that happens for the spectrum, one that came close and which is now highly regarded is the simultaneous multi-round auction, in which the bidding licenses are broken into rounds of sets, and that too of predetermined length. So there is no set of limits to the rounds. However, the auction only stops when there is a round with no new bids. So this can take weeks or months, but it is one of the auctions that will provide the highest amount of revenue to the government. So, summarizing my presentation, auction of the wireless spectrum is important source of revenue for the government. It is in turn benefiting citizens through the increased investment and innovation in the telecom industry. The competitive bidding process ensures that the government receives fair market value for these valuable assets, which is the spectrum rights. And therefore, going by our recommendation, one of the most revenue generating auction type is the English first price auction, and that will benefit the government most. Thank you. And completing my presentation, I thank you, sir, for your attention, and I look forward to your comments on this presentation. Again, my name is Varad Bari, and thank you for listening to me, sir. Thank you.